It's time to find all of my 5-star reads. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and this is For Pause on a Book. I make bookish videos over here on my little corner of the internet, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. It is time for Kerplunk to choose my TBR. We are doing this with a little bit of a twist because August has a bunch of readathons in it. First up, I am co-hosting Battleathon. This is a readathon that is created by Mel over at Melanor Reads, and it's a competitive team-based readathon, but with very little direction. Lots of mood reading happening. The goal, the purpose of this readathon is to read 5-star books. So you get more points for a 5-star book than you would a 2-star book. That means that the idea is that I want to get as many 5-star predictions, as many books as I think I'm going to love onto this TBR as possible. I have taken out the prompts of lowest rated on Goodreads, book I don't think I'm gonna like, book that, whatever. Like, we are not leaving this up to chance this month. We are going for the good vibes only. I am co-hosting Team Wings with Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy. I'm so excited to be co-hosting with her. I will have all of the information for Battleathon linked down below. You should definitely go check it out. There's definitely less chaos than the Amazing Readathon, but it's still gonna be a ton of fun. It's gonna be competitive. We're gonna have a ton of sprints. This is one of my favorite readathons to participate in. I'm also going to be helping out with PickPongathon, and this is hosted by Crystal over at Bond Book Reviews. I'm not hosting a team, I'm just providing some chaos. I was asked to bring the Loki level of chaos to this, so that is what I have been doing. So I'll be bouncing around the teams a little bit and helping everybody out with some points. So we're not really prepping for that readathon. We're just gonna go with the flow. This is also a competitive team-based readathon. There are prompts for that one. This one's a lot more chaotic. This one, you will pick your team before you know the prompts, and every team's prompts are a little bit different. So there's that level of added chaos. And then also the hosts were the ones that played the game for you. And so if they missed a lot, good luck to your team. Before we go into August, let's talk about how I did on my July TBR, and the answer is not great. Not great. I did have 9 books on my July TBR, so there was a lot. I did read 3 of them that were originally on my TBR. I substituted out 3 other ones. This is something that I have set into my rules that I am allowed to do strictly because I do a lot of books for content, and I changed up the ideas of my vlogs midway through the month. It's fine. I can do that. There's one book that I probably will finish before the end of the month. I didn't get to American King by Sierra Simone. However, I really want that book annotated before I go to Steamy Lecton because I want to show Sierra and I want her to sign it. So that's like my big priority before the end of the month because I want to have that available. So that one I think I will get done. However, I did not read a book that was recently hauled that was set in the past. I was like, oh, I'm going to use a Spiffbo book for that. And then the only book that was set in the past in my Spiffbo vlog was the one that was already being used as another prompt. The other 2 that I ended up reading were actually set in the present, so that didn't work. And then I also did not get to Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf. This was a new to you author that was set in the future. That means that we are doing punishment. That means that we are adding a d6 dice to our picks, which means potentially we will have a lot of books. Let's hope that Kerplunk can stay kind, but also if we have a lot of books, that just means that I'm going to be reading a lot for my teams. I do have 2 book club books that we are going to be talking about really quickly. We did end up skipping Not Your Mom's Boozy Book Club for July. We actually skipped both of the book clubs for July. We just couldn't get schedules to line up. Everyone was on vacation at different times, so we couldn't get sprints to line up. So for the Accidental Book Club for August, we are going to be reading The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. This is the 2nd book following Fangirl Down, which we thought was like only fitting because the Accidental Book Club accidentally got started because we wanted to read Fangirl Down on sprints. So we thought this just fit perfectly. These sprints are going to be August 12th and 13th. So the Monday night they will be on my channel. The Tuesday night they will be on Brittany's channel. And then for Not Your Mom's Boozy Book Club, we will be reading Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. We read Camp Damascus last year and both of us really loved it. So this is definitely one that I'm excited about. This is about a Hollywood screenwriter and he is being told that he needs to kill off his gay character, but I think that it's gonna be way worse than that. He refuses but soon realizes that he just put a target on his back, and what's worse, monsters from his horror movie days are stalking him and his friends through the hills above Los Angeles. Haunted by his past, Misha must risk his entire future before the silver screen horrors find a way to bury him for good. I'm excited about this. If you would have told me that Chuck Tingle is going to put out thought-provoking, deep, interesting horror books, I would have laughed at you 2 years ago. So yeah, those are our 2 book club books for the month. I don't have sprints scheduled for this one yet, but they're usually on a weekend. I just don't know which weekend it will be. It'll likely be later on in the month. But obviously, like, we drink adult beverages, so it happens on a weekend. Okay, we have our 2 dice here. So the D12 is our, like, original roll that we do every month, and then the D6 is the punishments. So, here we go. That's not a great start. We have a 9. So the amount of books that I had last month that I couldn't even read. It's fine. It's fine. All right, and then our punishment roll. Here we go. Okay, we can do 3. I can do 3. That's still 12 books, though. That is a lot of books. A lot of pulls, which means that marbles might fall. But let's go over to the Kerplunk Tower. All right, we are at the Kerplunk Tower. Now, I am going to change some rules this month. I've been trying to figure out how I want to change the colors because the past, present, and future just were not working that well. I was struggling to find things that were set in the future because I don't read a ton of sci-fi. And I thought, what better month to do it than my birthday month? And, you know, the month where all chaos is going to reign. Trying to find a category or something that I could split into 3 distinct subcategories was a little bit difficult, but I think I landed on something that will work. We're going to try it, and that is going to be author status. So yellow is going to be for an author that is it's their debut book. Okay, they can have other books out, but the book has to be their debut. Contrast to that, orange is going to be an author that is new to me, but the book is not their debut. And then green is going to be an author that I have read from before. Black, of course, is going to be the punishment rolls, so if any of the marbles fall, we will also pick a black card, and everything will have to match both prompts. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pick a book. Let's just start with a debut. Okay, we have a 5-star prediction, which honestly is perfect because that's the whole point of Battleathon. Our first poll was a debut author and a 5-star prediction, which is hard because sometimes with debut authors it's hard to do a 5-star prediction. However, I did just do a video where I did a 5-star audit and I was talking about the tropes that I liked in books, and so I wanted to pick one that was in that list, and there was a debut in there. And that's Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is going to be a quartet. The 4th one I think is like supposed to be coming out soon. I don't know when, but soon. And everyone's talking about this, so I feel like I have FOMO. I want to start this. It was actually also just traditionally picked up and will be coming out, I think, traditionally in October, if I remember correctly, which means that there'll probably be book boxes that this will be in. So I want to read it, see if I like it, and see if I want to get a special edition. Who knows? But I also think it's going to be 5 stars. All right, poll number 2. That one felt pretty loose in there, so we'll do a new to me author where it is not their debut. Okay, we've got first in a series. Poll number 2 was a new to me author that this wasn't their debut, and it was a first in a series. So I'm going to be going with The Ever King by L.J. Andrews, another romantasy that everyone is talking about. There were a couple of people that buddy read this past month, and I missed out on it. So I'm going to pick it up. Pirate fantasy. It's gonna be great. Cassidy said that it gave her Pirates of the Caribbean vibes, which, like, I'm here for. Okay, I watched that movie on repeat when it came out. It also has our bonus word in the title for Team Wings. Anything that has a royal word in it, we get bonus points for. So you'll see a theme. All right, poll number 3. I'm gonna go for a green. However, I cannot promise that it's going to be equal the entire time. Okay, so we have continue a series. Next up is an author that you have read from before, and the prompt is to continue a series. Now, this book is going to look familiar because it was on my July TBR, but it was one that got swapped out for another book. So we're going to read Darcy Coates, Whispers in the Mist. This is the 3rd book in the Voices in the Snow series. I've been putting this book off for way too long. I know it's going to be 5 stars. This whole series has been 5 stars for me so far. I love Darcy Coates. I love all of her books, but specifically this series. So August is a perfect time for it. This is like a sci-fi horror blend with some like zombie-esque creatures. It's a time. All right, prompt number 4. Okay. LGBTQ plus representation. Next poll is another author that I have read from before with LGBTQ plus representation. Might as well put a book club book on here. So Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I've already talked about this one. We're going to at least try to get a book club book on here. All right, number 5. Ooh. Okay, we're good there. You know, I didn't need this, Kerplunk. I have enough books, but we have a big book. Listen, Kerplunk, this is mean. This was mean. A new to me author, not a debut, big book. For me, a big book is something over 500 pages, probably over 400 if we're being honest, but we're gonna go with 500. And that's The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. Weirdly enough, I've never read a book from Tasha Suri before. I own several of hers, but I have not read anything from her. So we're going to start this. This also has the bonus word for us. Throne is a royal word. This also was on my 5-star predictions, so we'll see what happens. Number 6. If we can get through this, we will be halfway done. So that's good. I'm trying to pull more greens because I am doing a vlog for finishing series, which means I have read the author before, and also doing a vlog on authors that I've loved before. So trying to get more of the greens than you know, the other ones, but standalone. Here we go. The next prompt is an author that you have read from before and a standalone. For this, it's a little risky because not every one of his books are fantastic. They're not all my favorite, and this may be one that will get swapped out based on my vlogs. I'm going to be doing a lot of spinner wheels, so a lot of these books could change out, but the one that we're putting on here is going to be Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is his newest book, the only one I haven't read. This is the first book that he has written from a male POV, but so far I've only heard mid things about it, so this is definitely a risk putting it on here, and I definitely could swap it out depending on what happens in my vlogs. Like I said, I'll be doing a spinner wheel. One of them will be for authors that I've given 5 stars previously. Riley Sager will be on that spinner wheel, but there'll also be a ton of authors that will also fit into this category. John Mars being one, Frida McFadden being one. So these are all books that could get swapped out. I'm not going to stress about swaps this month. However, I am going to have a new video series coming to my channel where I do talk about the books that originally went onto my TBR and whether or not they stayed on my TBR. So stay tuned for that. It's going to come later on in the month. All right, 6 down, 6 to go. I am so nervous. Okay, we've got an orange. So we've got a book from the library. Basically means that I'm going to use a Libby hold for it. Next up is a new to me author and a book from the library. This pretty much means that I'm just going to use a Libby hold for a book that I probably already own. Again, might get swapped out depending on when my Libby holds come in. I have a lot of Libby holds happening right now. It's fine, but the one I'm putting on here right now is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. I put this on here because it does have the royal word on here, and it's one that I've been meaning to get to. I've heard good things about it, and I'm very much in a romantasy mood right now. So I'm gonna channel that. All right, number 8. We're starting to get some slim pickings over here. Okay, we've got an even page count, which just means that it has to end in an even number. The page count does. The next prompt is an author that I've read from before with an even page count. This one was harder than I thought. The first like 4 books that I picked up did not fit this prompt. So love that. Again, a book that could be swapped out if I find another one, but the one I have on here is The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. This is the second book in the Housemaid series. I read the first one with Brittany, had a fun time with it, and it kind of introduced me to Frida McFadden, and now I own this entire series because there's this one and then the newest one that just came out this summer, The Housemaid is Watching, I believe. So who knows, we might go on like a little binge, although clearly I do not have time for that. All right, number 9. This is going to be the last of the main prompts, and then we'll have the 3 punishment ones. Let's do another debut. Well, we do have highest rated on Goodreads. Let's see what that is. The next prompt is a debut author and the highest rated on Goodreads. And listen, Spiffbo is coming in clutch with this. I have a few more Spiffbo books to read, and so the one that I have on here is The Afterlife Experiment. Surprisingly enough, this was the highest rated debut that I have on my Goodreads shelf. Not like my full want to read shelf, but things like my physical TBR as well as my required reads. That's the list I was going off of. I am going to be finishing up my Spiffbo vlogs in August and announcing my semi-finalists. This one I've heard good things about. Deb also read it and really enjoyed it. So I am hopeful that I will like this one. All right, we've got poll number 10. I'm worried because the marbles have behaved so far, and I'm worried that they are not going to. Unfortunately, we have like a lot of yellow, so that means we're doing a lot of debuts. Oh, now we have 4+ star rating on Goodreads. Then we had a very similar prompt, back to back. We had a debut author with a 4+ stars on Goodreads. That sounded weird when I said that, but higher than 4 stars. Again, kind of hard to do. However, this one I'm super surprised it was a 4. As of filming this, it's a 4.06. Now, I have read books from this author before, however, not her debut. So I'm going to be reading His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. I picked this up last year during Amazing Readathon. Kind of wanted to read it when I was on the blue team, didn't get a chance to, and so it sat on my shelf for a long time. And here we are. This is Naomi's debut. I've read book 1 in her Scholomance series, as well as Uprooted, I believe is the other one that I've read from her. They have been mid books, but this one feels like it's gonna work for me. So I am excited about this, and it's a very big series, so if I love it, I will have a new series that I'll get to binge. Alright, if all goes well, we have 2 more left. I really want to pick another green one, but they're so close to the top. We're gonna try it. Cool, we got a marble fall. So we're gonna pick a green, which is going to be favorite genre, which that's good. But we have to pull an extra stick. So now we have 13. I knew it. I knew it. Kerplunk could not be nice to me. Not this month. No, no, no. Granted, I did this to myself, okay? I picked too many green sticks, but I was trying to be smart with my content and stuff. It's fine. At least we got favorite genre out of it, which is good. I don't know what my favorite genre is. I am almost evenly split right now between fantasy, romance, and fantasy romance. So I don't know what to pick here. However, I think the book that I'm going to pick for this is going to be the new Dark Olympus book, Dark Restraint by Katie Roberts. This is the newest of her books. It comes out the first week of August. I should be getting an ALC copy from Libro FM. In the past, her books have been on there, or at least the Dark Olympus books have been on there, and those ones I would get onto the first. Not sure if that'll happen or not, but I'll definitely be reading this book in August, so we're gonna put this on here. But unfortunately, we had to pull another stick, so lucky number 13, I guess. Okay, well, that's what I get for picking green. So let's not do that again. We're gonna try another debut. Okay, we got a female author. Then we got a debut author that is a female author. And believe it or not, even though I've been on BookTube since the olden days, I have not read An Ember in the Ash by Saboteur. So we're going to rectify that this month. We're going to read this. Listen, I have a lot of big fantasy books on this TBR this month. I don't know how this is going to work, but here we are. This is what we're going to do. This is a very popular quartet. I didn't read it when it was super popular on BookTube because I wasn't reading a lot of fantasy when this was the only thing everybody talked about. So it like felt a little daunting. However, I do have a video project that I'm going to be working on for this. I'm very excited about it. We'll see what happens. Okay, what will hopefully be our last pull. We're going to try an orange. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is also a 4+ star rating on Goodreads. At least Kerplunk is telling me that I should read good books. It's telling me I have to read a lot of them, but it's telling me to read good books, which is a good thing. So for the last poll, I got a new to me author, not a debut, with the 4+ stars rating on Goodreads. Again, I said that really weird. I'm gonna pick another Spiffbo book for this. Is it cheating? Probably. But I'm gonna put on Fires of Caprica by Mandy Odell. I did have this one on July's TBR. Didn't get to it just because it wasn't one that I read during my first vlog for Spiffbo, but I have to pick my semi-finalist by August, so I've got to read this. And this is the one that I think I'm probably most anticipating of all of my Spiffbo books, so I'm really hopeful. I really think I'm going to love this one. It's got a lot of buzzwords for me. Fingers crossed it's a good one.
It's fine, Kerplunk. All I want to do in August is read books anyways.
We're going to have a lot of points for the teams. I'm actually kind of curious now. This is how many pages that I have to read in August. Just with the Kerplunk. This isn't even everything that I will end up reading in the month. It's gonna be a busy month, but that's how many pages I have to read. And that means that this is how many pages per day I have to read. So that's fun. If you want to take a look at my 5-star audit, I will leave it right up here, and I will have the announcements for Battleathon and PickPongathon in the description below. Go support the creators, go support the host. It's gonna be a fun month. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!